Hello and welcome to my 8th Facebook Live. Give me 1 second while I share this around so that more people view and I get some more interaction. So 1 second with that. So in the meantime, my name is Evie Burke and we'll talk just a little bit more about that in a second. But today's topic is getting things done when you are not feeling 100%. So that is exactly what's happening this week. So I've had a bit of a cold. I actually had to reschedule something yesterday because of my cold. I'm on the tail end of it now, so I'm feeling a lot better, but still not 100%. And Friday, I was feeling not great. So let's see. Friday I went networking and didn't feel super great while I was networking. We'll talk a little bit more about that too. So now that I've shared it a couple of places, let's get started. So my name is Evie Burke. My company is One Insight Closer, and I am the productivity person. I'm the mindset mentor and success coach there. And I work with overwhelmed women entrepreneurs who are having some problems with their productivity, and they want to take their productivity to the next level. So that's what the theme of these Facebook Lives are. It's around productivity. And if you see me looking down, I'm looking down at my notes. So for those of you who are on live, I think I might have a couple of people on. I'd love to know why you decided to join me today. What about today's topic interested you? And what about being sick? You know, what have you found? What are your strategies that work? And what are the things that kind of trip you up sometimes? So be interested in knowing either of those answers or both. So, like I said, I was not feeling 100% last week. I started getting a sore throat around Thursday. I think it was Wednesday or Thursday. And, you know, I had done my planning for the week. I knew the things that I wanted to get done. Thursday, I didn't get everything done I wanted to. It just wasn't happening. So I had moved one of the projects that I really wanted to get done, one of the tasks, to Friday. And I thought, okay, you know, that'll be fine. On Friday, I'll do that task after networking, and then I'll go and plan the following week, planning this week. And then I'll be done for the week, and, you know, it'll be fine. Well, my cold had different ideas. As I was at the networking event Friday morning, I was feeling pretty tired. And usually when I'm networking before the event starts, I'll mingle and I'll chat with people. And that day I just wasn't feeling it. So I found a seat and I sat down and I just stayed there. And it ended up working out all right because, you know, a couple people came and chatted with me and made an effort to say hello. And then the networking event started. And when I left the event, you know, a couple or so hours later, I was wiped. I'm also an introvert, so I love those networking events specifically. I love that group. But I was tired. And I got in the car and I knew I had some things that I wanted to get done that afternoon. And I pulled over I was still in the parking lot. I pulled over into a spot in the parking lot and I pulled my notebook out and I wrote down the 3 things I wanted to get done. I had 2 confirmation emails for one-on-ones that I was having that I had set up at the networking event. So I just wanted to make sure that we both had the dates and times right. I had planning for this week that I wanted to do, and I was so tired, all I really wanted to do is take a nap or go read a book or something, so I put that on my list. So those are the 3 things. And you might notice that one of the things that's missing there is that project, a task from that big project that I wanted done. And that was on purpose. I dropped that task because I knew that planning next week was going to be more important. So Friday afternoon I get home and I do the follow-up and I'm just exhausted. And I know that planning, I need to be in a spot where I can actually plan. I said, you know what, I can do this on Saturday or Sunday, specifically Sunday. So I went and I took a nap. So Friday afternoon I took a 2-hour plus nap. And on Sunday, well, on Friday I felt a lot better after the nap too. So on Sunday when I sat down to do the planning, all I could think about was that task, that piece of that project, because I really, really want that project done, and this was holding up the works. And I wanted to sit down and I wanted to work on it, but I hadn't done any planning yet. And I thought, well, you know, I know what I need to do Monday morning. My Monday mornings are pretty much always the same. You know, I could do that task. And I thought, no, I better plan the week out. Because I know for me, if I don't plan the week out, I will completely get derailed right away. Monday morning, I'll be like, oh, I have lots of time. I can, you know, futz around and do some other stuff. So instead, on Sunday, I did the planning. And one of the things that has really kept me from being derailed is the fact that I use those 3 lists I talked about probably 2 or 3 weeks ago now. And with those lists, you know, I have the master list and I have my weekly list. So my weekly list, this is this week's list. But last week's list had a lot of things on it. Some things, usually the other tasks, I know anything, so I have the 3 sections: most important tasks, and other tasks. And I know that things in the other tasks, if they don't get done, that's okay. Those are things that I want to get done, but they're not as high a priority. The item that I decided was going to have to wait, was actually in the most important tasks. And it kind of ate me up a little bit. But there were a couple of other things that I had gotten done on my most important tasks, the like super important things, like the ones higher up, where I knew that I could not get that one done and it would be okay, because taking care of me was more important than trying to force that task to get done and having it not go the way that I wanted it to. So I put that one off. And I just let it be. So that meant I planned my week. And that meant that this week has been really productive, even though I'm not 100%. Yesterday I had a phone call with someone that I needed to do a lot of talking for. And we didn't get 5 minutes into the conversation before I started coughing incessantly. And I just had to say that, you know what, we have to reschedule because I can't talk my way through that. So I was actually slightly concerned about doing the today's Facebook Live, but I'm definitely on the mend because I'm able to be here and talk without having a coughing fit. So that's good, right? So for those of you that are live and watching, what are the things that get you hung up when you're not feeling 100%, when you're sick? Where do you get caught? And the other question is, how do you make it work for yourself? What do you do that does work? I'd be interested to know either of those things. So either comment on the video or share, if you're watching this later, share in the comments below. I'd love to hear it. Just a final note, if you're not feeling well, if you're not feeling 100%, take care of yourself. Sometimes there's a fine line between taking care of yourself and hiding. I know that I was thinking about not going to the networking event, and I decided that if I was still working a full-time job, I would go into the office and see how it went. So I thought, well, I'll go to the networking event and I'll see how it goes. And it's just a couple of hours and then I'll be done. And if it ends up not being the right thing for me, then I can head out early. But I went with the commitment that I was going to be there for the entire 2 hours. Excuse me. And I was. So just a minute, I'm going to take a drink. So take care of yourself if you're not feeling well. Pare back that to-do list for the day or for the week, and just know what are the most important things for you to get done. So one of the questions I ask in my Facebook group every week, and the Facebook group is called Productivity for Women Entrepreneurs, one of the things I ask there is, what's your number one thing that you want to get done this week? What's the number one thing that if nothing else got done the entire week, if you got that one thing done, your week would feel like it was productive. You would feel like it was a good week for you. And I don't always answer the question myself in the group, maybe I should, but I do answer that question for myself. And for last week, the thing that was most important to get done, my number one task, it did get done. And my number two task did too. The number two task usually is done first. That's sending all the emails out to you wonderful people on my list. So take care of yourself, pare back the list, know what your number one task is so that you can focus your energy to getting that done, and know what you need to do to set yourself up for success later. So for me, that looked like letting that one task go, planning the week later, but still planning my week, and taking care of myself. It was taking a nap. It's been going to bed a little bit earlier and sleeping in just a little bit later. So take care of yourself, know what needs to get done, and be gentle. That's all for today. It's a little shorter one. And I will see you here next week. I will let you know on Monday, if you're on my list, what that topic will be. So if you want to head over to oneinsightcloser.com, you can sign up for the list, and you'll get notifications on Monday. You'll get a little information about what the topic is and what's going on with me, and you'll get reminders for these Facebook Lives. So I saw somebody hit the like button, so thank you for that. So until next week, I will, one more question. Again, I'd love to know where you are with this. Like, what are the things that you do? So comment below. I know some of the people some of you watching might be in various health situations, and by that I don't mean like your personal health. I mean like you help other people be healthy. So share your tips, share the things that you recommend to your clients below, in addition to the things that you do. I'd love to hear it, and I know other people would find that useful. So share that stuff below. And head over to the Facebook group and, say hello to everybody there and share there. And that Facebook group, again, is Productivity for Women Entrepreneurs. So have a fabulous week, and until next time, much love. Bye. I can't get the finish button hit.